Hi. When I was 16 years old, I had an accident. I used to work in a restaurant as a busboy. Do you know what is a busboy? Yeah? The guy who cleans the table? The slave of the restaurant? Well, that was me. One day, while I was cleaning the restaurant, I fell over an oily puddle, and I cracked open my head, and I got a serious injury in my back. My boss took me to hospital, and after 3 days, I lost the feeling in my legs, and I became handicapped. This is me when I was 16 years old, and I was stayed at hospital for a month. And then the doctor told me, well, goodbye and good luck with your life. And I started living my life as a handicap. I stayed at home, I was so bored, so I took an old notebook from school and I wrote a title. And the title was The List. And I started writing to myself what I'll do when I'll be older, when I'll be 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 40, until the age 40. Then it was far away, you know, it looked like the end of life. By the way, I'm going to be 40 next year. I hope to live after 40. Well, one day, I started writing inside my notebook what I'll do when I'll be older, hundreds of things. And one day, one of my teachers came to visit me. And she asked me, what is this notebook, the title, the list, yeah? I told her, you know, this is my plans, my goals for the future. And she asked me if she can read it. And I said, of course, sure. And she started reading my notebook, and she was smiling and smiling and smiling. And suddenly, she stopped smiling. And she had to look like, what a poor guy. Not only that he got hurt in his back, he got hurt in his brain. I mean, which goals? I mean, like travel to China, publish books, be an actor. I mean, he's a handicap. After a year and a half, I start walking again. You know, it's not like in the movies that suddenly you start walking. It's a long process. And a lot of people ask me all the time, how come that suddenly you start walk? So there is a lot of explanation. Some people, some doctors say, it's a miracle. Others say that I suffer from something called drop foot, like my legs was in a coma. And I say that it's because of the list. I had so many things in life that I want to achieve that there is no chance that I'll stay on a wheelchair. Anyway, from that moment, I became obsessed with lists. I'm writing lists all the time. This is my table in the study. I have notes in every place, in every pocket. You know, I'm writing lists all the time. Yeah, and 5 years ago, while I was cleaning my study room, I found an old list that I wrote 3 years earlier. It means 8 years from today with my friends. It was in Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of the Jewish year. And I told my friends, let's write what we want to achieve next year. And we talked about it, and then I put my list in my room, and I found it. And I was reading my list, and I said, wow, I achieved so many things. Children, check. Business, check. Books, check. Travel around the globe, check. I did almost anything except 3 things. Learn to paint, learn French, and go to the gym. Yeah, do you know this goal, yeah? Yeah. For 20 years, I'm writing, go to the gym, and I never go, you know. I discovered, by the way, that I really love to help gyms around the globe. I support them. I give them money, and I never go. Anyway, I started asking myself, how come that I did so many things, but I was stuck with that simple things, you know, like go to the gym. So I decided to ask myself and ask friends, how come? And one day, while I was watching television, I saw Oprah Winfrey Show. I really love Oprah. If you watch me, Oprah, I love you, yeah? And one day, she did an interview with a basketball player called John Amici. He played in the NBA, and he was looking like a very interesting person, and I really wanted to speak with him. And I said to myself, well, you know, he lives in LA, and I live in Israel. I don't know what to do. But just a second, there is this website, Facebook. My friend told me that everyone on Facebook, so maybe I can find him. So I decided to look after John Amici. And I wrote his name on Facebook, John Amici, and I got 3,000 John Amici. 300 of them with the same photo, a fake profile. I started digging inside all the profiles, and I found the real John Amici after 5 minutes. I wrote him a short message. Hi, John, my name is Yuval. I'm from Israel. I have a few questions for you. I'll be happy if you will answer me. And after 2 minutes, hello, Yuval. How can I help you? Wow, a basketball player from the NBA answered me. Wow, I started chatting with him. He became a very good friend of mine on Facebook. And yeah, I love you too. You're all my friends in Facebook. And I did an interview with him. And then I told myself, well, maybe I can find more interesting people on Facebook. Maybe I can achieve more goals and dreams, because it's true, the world is small. So I decided to put it on test and to open a blog and to call my blog The List and to publish 10 things that I want to achieve in 400 days. And this is the list that I published. Well, for example, help a homeless find a home, interview my inspiration, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, I love you. Woo. Yeah, and travel to Australia without paying any money. Well, I put a link from my blog in my Facebook and Twitter account, and after a day, I saw that I have something like 500 visitors in my blog. Friends, family, mom, who clicked 300 times. Yeah. And people start sharing my blog with other people, and things start to happening. For example, Oprah Winfrey. Well, she didn't call me. She never could, yeah. But I got a mail from someone who lives in Chicago, Israeli, and she wrote me, listen, you want to meet Oprah Winfrey? Well, my husband, his sister, her uncle, her niece, you know, all the Israeli, the mafia Israeli, yeah? They live next to Oprah Winfrey's studio. You can send them a letter for her, and they'll put it in the office. Okay, I did it. After a few days, I got an email from someone who lives in New York, American, and she told me, listen, you want to meet Oprah Winfrey? Well, here is the email of her assistant. You can send her email. A few days after, I started getting emails from Australia, from strangers who told me, listen, you want to come to Australia for free? While you will be here, you can stay at our place for 3 or 4 days for free. In our study, in the living room, in the kangaroo, just come. Yeah. One day I traveled to New York City, and I remember that Oprah Winfrey have an office in New York. She have a magazine, O Magazine, and sometimes she's there. So I said, okay, maybe I can find her. So I went to a magazine shop, and I bought her magazine, and in the first page, I found the address of her office. In the second page, I found the name of all of her employees, 100 people. So I wrote her a short letter, and I told her that I want to meet her. This is my dream. I told her about my blog, all the things that happened. And I copied this letter 100 times, as the number of her employees, and I put it in 100 envelopes, and on every envelope, I wrote the name of every worker from her office, and I put inside a small note, please give it personally to Oprah Winfrey, so she will get it. Anyway, I walked to her office, and in the entrance, there was a security guy, and he told me, where are you going to? I told him, hi, I'm from Fox News. I have an invitation for the summer party. He told me, go ahead. So I went up, and no one was there. It was Sunday, and apparently, Americans don't work on Sunday. It's a shame. Anyway, a lot of things happened to me, but the thing that really was touching, that I started getting emails from all around the globe. And when I'm saying all around, I mean from Australia, from Israel, from the States, of course, from Norway, Jordan, Iran, Iraq. I got emails from all around the globe. People told me, listen, I know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who can help you. I will help you. I have an idea. I will send you. I will give you whatever. And they told me also, you know, I saw what happened to you with your list, and I have an idea. I also wrote a list. This is my list. What do you think about my list? I got hundreds of lists. I told them, listen, I don't know what to do with your list. I don't know what to do with my list. And then I had an idea. I told them, listen, do the same. Take your list and upload your list to Facebook or Twitter, send it to your friend, and see what will happen. And then I discovered something very interesting about people. I discovered that most people are afraid to share their dreams with others. Because every time that I told them, upload your list to my blog, they told me, no, it's only between you and me. So I started asking myself, why are we afraid to share our dreams? And I got so many answers, like fear of failure, fear of success. We're afraid that someone will steal my idea. We're afraid that someone will laugh about me. But one day, 2 years ago, I discovered another reason. It was 2 years ago, and I walked with my daughter, Shira, then she was 5 years old, in one of the main streets of Tel Aviv. And it was evening, and Shira was mumbling something to herself. And I told her, Shira, everything is okay? She told me, yeah, Dad, I just saw a shooting star, so I asked for your wish. Oh, what a cutie girl. What is your wish? I can't tell you. If I'll tell you, yeah, you all been in the same kindergarten. Good. So I told her, Shira, I think that you are wrong. I think that if you'll tell me what is your dream, maybe I can help you. It's like when I was your age, I went with grandmom and grandfather to the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem, and I wrote a note, and I asked for a computer, and I got a computer. So she told me, what? God read your note? Say, maybe, but grandfather was read my note, for sure. You get the connection? And actually she did, and today she have a long, long, long list in a room, yeah? And, then I realized that our education is a bit damaged, that no one teaches us to speak about our dream. What we know that if we see a shooting star, we ask for a wish quietly. If my eyelash will fall down, I will ask for a wish quietly. In our birthday, the happy day of the year, we ask for a wish quietly. Why quietly? Why don't we say, hey friends, I'm so happy that you're here in my party, and my dream this year is to go to Adele's concert in New York, but I don't have money, so if every one of you will put $10 here before he's going out, I can go to Adele's concert. Thank you. Phew. I mean, why quietly? And in the end, I convinced something like 600 people from all around the globe to publish their list, and a lot of things started happening to them too. And then I understood something very important. That is not, everything happened in 100 days, in 3 months. So imagine to yourself what happened to me and to others in 5 years, from the moment I started share my list and goals and dreams with others. And then I realized that it's not the universe that hears my dream, like in the movies, all the spiritual movies. It is people who hear my dreams. And I share my dreams with people who can help me achieve them. So then I got something very, very important, that we live in a crazy decade, that we don't have time to think about our dream, because, every time we're using this machine. I don't know if you heard about it, yeah? iPhone 6 Plus, yeah? And we're all the time using this tool. We don't have time to think about what we want to achieve in life, because we're stuck, So I decided, just write. This is my advice. Just sit and write. Find 10 minutes, 15 minutes once a week, and write to yourself what I want to achieve next week, next month, next year. And then, and this is the important part, share your lists with friends and family, with your children, with your grandmother, with your employees, with people that you know that can help you. When I start doing lecture about the list, and by the way, my lecture is 2 hours long, it's only zip now, 18 minutes, and a lot of people told me, it's a shame that you don't have a book about your philosophy. So I decided to write a book, but I decided that I want to prove people that what I'm saying is true, that if I'll shout out my dream, I'll have a book. So I opened a page in a crowdfunding website, and I told, the people out there, I want to publish a book about the list, about dreams, about goals, and my private goal is to raise 86,000 shekel. And for 2 months, I shout out my dream. I want to have a book. I want to publish a book. Please buy my book. And after 2 months, I raised 250,000 shekel for my book. My book was published 1.5 years ago in Israel. The name is The List, Hareshima. And I started getting emails from all around the globe, from people who told me, I live in the States, in Australia, in Germany, and my friend from Israel told me about your book. It's a shame that your book is not in English. So I said, okay, so let's translate my book to English. So my book called, of course, The List. And I invite to Israel a PR person from New York, and I told him, listen, I want that my book will be in the States, like in Israel, but in the States. And he told me, it won't work. I know no one knows you in the States. You're not Oprah Winfrey. There is so many books like that in the States. It won't work, it won't work, it won't work. So I told him, you know what? You're right. It won't work. You're fired. And in the same night, I decided to upload my blog to Amazon. You know, Amazon is the biggest shop in the world for books. There is something like 30 million books in Amazon. And in the same night that he told me that it won't work, my book became number 12 in Amazon. Actually, from that moment, my life had changed because I'm traveling all around the globe, doing lectures, and my book will be soon in China, and in France, and in Netherlands. And the reason that I'm standing every day in front of so many people, it's one reason, because I had enough with people who say all the time that it won't work and it's not possible. Anything and everything is possible. Special today in our small world that you can connect with everyone in every place on this planet. You just need to go home, find a time for yourself, write a list, be very specific, and shout out your dream to the world. Because I know it's work. I know it's happened to me. It can happen to you too. So go home, write a list, and shout out your dreams. Thank you.